Hi everybody and welcome back to Open Source Tonight. Today what I wanted to talk to you all about was, and say it with me, more and less, which are two utilities in Linux. More is older than less, and less does more than more does. So let's hop right on into it. So if we look at the manual page here for more, you can see that it's actually a tool that is used to go through text one screenful at a time, as it says. So if we actually look at that, let's give it a try. I'm going to go ahead and hit the Q key to exit. Now I'm going to go more. I've got a text file here we're going to test this out on called test.txt. Here it is. We have our first page, which is mostly blank. I hit enter and we get to our second page, which at the end of it is test2. Now, if we compare this to less, this is what happens when we use less. That I just hit enter and I can go to the next page. Less, what I do when I give it a file is it actually lets me scroll through it. So for example, I can now use my up and down arrows and go back and forth. And as you can see, there's not really a lot of scrolling going on here, but there could be. And that's how it works. Pretty cool, right? So that's how it works. And so now I can hit the Q key to exit. So basically what it is, less is actually more than less. And it even says something like this in the man page if we take a look. So if I go man, less, opposite of more, see? Told you, wasn't making that one up. So less is the newer utility compared to more. More is a pretty old pager. The idea is that if you were using like an old TTY, an actual terminal, you actually would have to, and if you're using a regular TTY like on the screen without a GUI, that you don't get the ability to scroll up and down either, like that you would with a desktop terminal emulator. So either you're using like a real actual terminal like back in the old days, like Unix and stuff, or these days you're more likely to be using a computer monitor and just in a TTY on like a server, you can use less or more to basically put part of the text in a big file on the screen at a time, so that way you could read it. And then what happens is with more, you just hit enter and you go to the next page and the next page, and then eventually you hit enter one last time and it returns you to a prompt. Less, on the other hand, you give it a file just like more, but what happens is you can scroll up and down and you can, move around more to your heart's content within reason. So that's the differences. I thought it would be an interesting video to make. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see y'all again very soon. Goodbye, everybody.
And action.